good morning. Oh, they don't pay us.
Auto parts.
They don't pay us. Good morning.
So,
welcome to Friday, baby. Are you feeling flat?
I'm always feeling flat. Much like this earth, much like a pancake, we're always feeling flat, brother.
Are you feeling flat, Eddie?
Oh, I'm feeling flat.
Oh, yeah.
Right here.
Flat as cardboard.
I haven't had a carb since 2015.
Really hasn't.
And
making me feel self-conscious drinking my carbs.
He's all Mormoned out right now. He's a Jack Mormon drinking tall cans of Coca-Cola.
Cans of Coke Zero, baby.
Coke Zero.
I got my coffee. What you drinking, Elliot?
You know, I've been on this longboard, this big wave kick, that Kona brew. We're always happy with it.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Clink. What a bunch of nerds.
Welcome
Not
to Taps
drinking
and
at 9
Takes.
a.m.
Coffee, Coke, and beer, baby.
It's time for Taps
All we're missing
and
is
Takes.
cigarettes.
Shut up. I got to do the intro. Welcome to Taps and Takes at Groggs Traditional Irish Pub at the northeast corner of Willow and Knees. We come here on Fridays. Well, technically Tuesdays, but Friday. Just get all that nerd news, all that sports news out.
Get
for
out.
the masses.
Get out.
We got to thank Groggs, the coldest pub in Fresno. You want to come and chill out and drink some longboards? You want to drink a Guinness? Take some JAMA? Well, you can do that. The northeast corner of Willow and Knee. Support Groggs because they support us and allow us to come in and do all this good time talking. Now, Elliot and Edward.
Yes.
It was a slower week on nerd news, but there's actually quite a few things that we can talk about today.
Yeah. For a slow week, I still have about 6-7 stories. So, I mean, and 2 of them are just kind of what we talked about last week. Box office stuff going on. Episode 3 of season 2 of The Last of Us was this past Sunday. Slow episode because they're building up for what seems like an insane episode 4.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm very excited. I think it's can't miss television right now, which is good. It's good to have. And I think because some people are like, oh, I'd rather just binge all the show at once, or oh no, it's I like weekly. I think certain shows demand weekly, and then I think certain shows demand binge.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think all shows in modern day should be dropped all at once. And here's the reason why. We don't have enough time to watch all the good stuff that's on there. With streaming and all these excellent shows.
It's out of control.
We legit don't have enough time to watch them all. So if I can corner like an 8-hour period one day to just like crack through a show, that helps me out. And I'll be more apt to watch your show and be excited for the next season if I can do that. Like The Bear, which we're going to be talking about a little bit later on.
Coming out soon.
The Bear drops it all at once, and I can just watch them all and be like, that was a great experience, and then move on to the next show. But when I have to wait weekly, just shit piles up, dude. Like, just things happen.
I don't know, man.
I don't
I feel like
the weekly thing.
See, I disagree because I just feel, or at least maybe with HBO, there's something about HBO shows or like Severance, like some of those like big time shows. Like I look forward to those days. I'm like, I mark it on the calendar. It's like, it's Last of Us Day. It's Severance Day.
Like Game of Thrones Day was.
Exactly. Like when a show, when like a show meets a certain criteria, like I'm talking like Wire, Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Last of Us. Like those shows are upper echelon shows that I think should be something to look forward to weekly.
Well, yeah, the reoccurring Sunday night appointment scheduled watching is definitely an HBO thing, and I get that.
Yeah.
And HBO does have a pretty damn good track record of releasing amazing things. So I get that. I just don't. It's just a time issue. No, it's just like I don't have time to watch everything.
No, I get you. And I think certain shows like more than happy to have like 3 episodes drop at once, or like The Bear, for example. That's a good binge show, especially because of how heavy it can get at times. And you're just like, ugh. I just want to be done with it.
I'm cool off that.
I think certain shows demand the weekly experience.
Right.
It's also a money thing, right? HBO releases these shows. There's less episodes. They put a ton of money into it, right? And it's 8 weeks, 2 months. So that forces people to use 2 months of their subscription instead of just one.
No.
Right?
Because there's a lot of people that do that. They
subscribe. Rotate. They do Peacock for a month and they cancel, then Paramount, and then it's smart. It saves money, but that helps, HBO.
I gotta say, Peacock's winning me over.
They gotta
a bit.
pay for these shows. You like we know you like the cock. Yeah.
Hey, where's my shared cock password for the one that I'm getting.
Sharon, we crossing streams.
I mean, we're gonna cross streams on the cock, bro, because like I'm giving you a couple.
I'm not gonna.
Does Elliot use my Hulu account?
Does he?
Does he use my Paramount Plus?
Potentially.
Oh, he uses your mount and he wants your cock. Okay.
Yeah. I need your cock. You're using my mount. I want to mount your cock.
I mount. He cocks.
Please make that a sound bite. A sound bite, please.
There's your clip.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. I got a story for you.
Okay.
The new trailer for the Smashing Machine with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
A24.
A24, Emily Blunt, who's looking fine in that trailer.
Emily Blunt's always looking great.
Yeah, but like she looks like special great in that. Anyways, story about, I believe his name is Michael Kerr. I could be
Mike Kerr, UFC guy, baby.
I'm gonna say this. I think the Rock, and I know that he's Dwayne Johnson now, but like he's the Rock.
No, he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I know, but like
the final boss.
Professionally,
also the final boss.
Yeah.
Professionally, he's Dwayne Johnson, right? I think that he has done himself almost a disservice by doing these mega huge movies. Not financially, obviously.
I was going to say, I think he's done himself quite well.
I'm talking about as like being a legit actor, because I do believe he is a good actor. I saw him for the first time really putting out some real acting chops was in the HBO show Ballers. And that's when I noticed, like, dude, this guy is natural. He's like a natural talent. And you see that kind of coming through on this, which is a more drama inspired.
He's come a long way since The Tooth Fairy.
For sure.
True.
For sure.
But I mean, like, I thought, what was it? Standing Tall?
That was a great Walking Tall.
Walking Tall was sick.
A great movie.
Walking Tall was
I love
awesome.
a good revenge movie.
Dude, well, that movie was sick. He was just like, I ain't gonna put forth with all your fake casino nonsense.
And nothing
best
but
friend from 20 years ago.
2x4 in his hand.
Just breaking kneecaps.
Yeah.
That movie was awesome.
No, I think he's a great natural actor, and hopefully he kind of gets some recognition on a project like this because
he needs
more real.
He needs movies like this. He needs like, we know he can be funny, like we've seen the Jumanjis, we've seen his interviews. We know he's charismatic. We need to see some dramatic chops coming from him. It can't just be the the Fast and Furious, I never lose a fight nonsense. It can't be the Black Adams. We need some grounded, dramatic Dwayne scenes. He honestly should take a page out of Dave Bautista's book and look for these kind of dramatic personal roles.
I want to see him cry in a movie.
Who, Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, I want to see The Rock cry. Yeah. Give me some crying, Dwayne.
Yeah. Where are the tears,
Where are
Dwayne?
those tears? I want those real tears, not those fake scored on ones behind the scenes. I want the real ones.
So what else you got?
Just quickly box office stuff, because this was an insane weekend for the box office, and we'll get to the Netflix CEO here in a second, because he picked the worst week to say the movie's dying. Sinners, 5% drop, which is almost unheard of. Right.
Yes.
Because the movie is fantastic. $45 million domestic again this week, which is insane. Wins the box office again.
Good.
That's
a great movie. It needs to be seen.
That's word of mouth right there.
And on pace to be one of the most successful R-rated films ever.
Yes, let's go.
Coming in second place, though, is Revenge of the Sith. It came back in theaters for the weekend with 25 mil.
That's your jam. Did you go see it?
I did
recreate your whole moment that made you love it in the first
that's
place?
a once in a lifetime experience.
Did you see the old 40-something-year-old dorks that were lightsaber fighting in the theater?
Well, hey, you'd rather have that than like have people throwing popcorn around yelling chicken jockey.
No, for sure.
So I mean,
I'd say both at the same time, to be honest.
Chicken jockey force. So and then coming in third, which still not bad. The Accountant 2, which I've seen the Accountant
on it.
Which I've seen the Accountant 1. Just saying.
Okay, so if you remember last week, I was supposed to do some homework. Elliot was supposed to watch Accountant 1, and then we we're going to go watch Accountant 2. He besmirched the good name of The Accountant by
I did not besmirch it.
Oh, you did?
I gave it an 83.
He gave it a B-.
That's a good score. A B- is what movies go for.
No.
I think B-. That's fair.
That's super fair.
I would say the way that it does not get enough credit for as well as it was written. Okay. how great it was, like how it all came together at the end and setting up like this dude with like, it was just such a cool scenario. And it was like a whodunit, but it wasn't a whodunit because, you know what I mean? I don't want to spoil it. Yes, but it's kind of like how they found that out, how they found him, what his role is in the bigger picture.
What's the
going on?
Tomatoes on the second one?
It's pretty high.
Very high.
It's pretty high. Yeah.
I think it's Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not sure, but I know like Letterboxd or something's giving it close to 4.5. And I don't want the
critics.
And
I don't want the critics Rotten Tomatoes.
I think the fan scores are high right now.
Hold on one
So
second.
The Accountant 2 is getting good reviews.
There's a lot of good movies out right now.
24.6 million opening weekend, and then Minecraft on pace to make 800 mil. So I mean, it was a fantastic weekend for the box office and for movies in general.
And you got Thunderbolts next, right?
And we'll talk about that. So Accountant 2 popcorn score 93%.
There you go. And Sinners is high.
Critic is 78%, but they're critics.
Yeah.
And it was like pushing like an 87 before, but the popcorn-o-meter 93%.
That's what you look at, people. Look at the popcorn meter.
Thunderbolts. So since we're there, let's talk about it now. I hear it's fucking great.
I hear it's great.
I hear it's so goddamn
good. From the people.
Got to trust the people.
And they're saying that, you know, and when they first announced it, I was like, most people like, why?
I'm still kind of, I've heard great things. I'm still skeptical.
I'm going to see it.
Dude, the more and more I saw of it, the more and more I'm like, okay, this looks pretty legit. And then they are very, very confident in this movie. You can tell that they are.
Yeah, because I see marketing for it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Right?
I didn't see marketing for Captain America, whatever it's called.
You'd see, and if you did, it was just like Red Hulk.
Yeah,
it was just Red
they're
Hulk.
really trying to sell me on Harrison Ford. At 90.
Yeah, he's like 90. He's like 85 years old, something like that.
He's something like that.
But
still kicking.
Regardless, my whole point is that the more and more I've seen of this movie, the more and more excited I get. And now that the reviews are coming out of how actually fantastic this film is.
Which is crazy because I hated all the characters that are in it. Like most of them, except for Bucky. How can you hate Bucky?
But they're doing the Guardians treatment on these characters.
Yeah.
They're giving them a purpose and doing it well. And because of that, I'm excited to see it. It's coming out in May. And they did their premiere in Europe already. Yeah, so they already did their like premiere and all that stuff. But
no, I heard
I'm pumped.
I heard
it comes out this next Thursday, doesn't it?
Thursday?
I think so.
So it happened already.
No, I thought it was the 15th. Here, I'll look it up.
Oh, I thought it was like soon because I already got my Regal get your tickets, and I could be crazy, but maybe I got a special premiere.
No, I heard it was
when I saw Twisters, great movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was a good movie. Twisters wasn't bad. Hitman not so great.
May 2nd. Couple of days. So maybe next Taps and Takes we'll be talking about it. I want to go see it. I'll go see it
Friday. I'm gonna go on Friday.
I'm pumped for it.
You two go. I'll see The Accountant too.
They have
because I'm a real accountant fan. I'm accounting for this box office.
So here's the problem. There are good movies.
There's too many good movies out right now.
I need to see Sinners.
Yes,
I need to see The Accountant 2. I need to see Thunderbolts because the Century. Oh, just wait. Just wait. The Century is. I don't know how they're going to deal with this.
Accountant 2, I'm going to wait till streaming.
Boo.
It'll be like 3 weeks.
Boo. Support The Accountant 2. So I'm going to be that guy.
Make this your movie.
This is my movie.
Make this the movie you die.
Go see Accountant 2.
But you have to. You can't be the guy that just says it. You got to see it.
I got to see it.
You got to see it.
I got to go.
I hear there's a lot of between you guys saying and not doing lately from what I see on the
whoa. Hey, whoa.
I picked my cause of the year, and that was Looney Tunes. I saw it in theaters. I retweeted every post I could find of it. And look what happened. Ketchup Entertainment got Coyote free.
Yeah, we were supposed to go see Accountant 2.
I should be thanked.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't call? He didn't text? Nothing.
You know why he didn't call? I'm glad you brought this up. Saturday night, I watched The Accountant because I said, like, let's do Sunday, right? Don't hear from Drew all day. And I know why. It's because he hasn't watched any of the movies I've recommended.
It's not true.
He hasn't recommended any of the movies. He hasn't watched any.
It's not true.
He hasn't watched a single movie I recommended.
Elliot, whenever I call you, you get pissed.
If Drew had watched it, If Drew had watched it, he'd been like, "Hey man, I just got done watching Transformers 1.
Great too.
Where's are you seeing the account? Did you even watch the account?"
Okay, I tell you what, we'll go this weekend. Can you go on Sunday?
I'm free on Sunday, yes.
Okay, we'll go on Sunday.
Okay.
That's a holiday.
Is it?
It's Mother's Day.
Oh.
No, it's not Mother's Day. It's May the 4th.
Mother's Day is next week then?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Good. Gives me time.
So May the 4th is going to be special because obviously.
Well, now I feel like I need to see Revenge of the Sith on May 4th.
Wake up, Rogue One immediately.
Rogue
thing in the morning.
One it right off the bat.
Catch up on Andor, Yeah,
we haven't even talked about Andor. Andor's getting great reviews as well.
So much good stuff. Well, and since we're in this space, let's just talk about it. Fuck it.
I like how we started this with there's not a lot this week and just went on tangents about how much cool stuff there is out right now.
Okay, there's not a lot like headline stories. There's just a lot of good stuff happening right now.
So we've been back and forth on this topic many times. Kathleen Kennedy.
Just get rid of her. Just like there you go.
Yeah.
Let's not overcomplicate things. Just move on.
There's the door.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So she announced retirement officially. Then the official Lucasfilm website retracted the statement. So I think, listen, what people, and this isn't even a hot take. This is some real shit. Kathleen Kennedy is one of the, if not the best producer in Hollywood. She's done amazing work. If you go back, she worked with Steven Spielberg on E.T. and all of these things that you do not even know. I mean, she's gotten a lot of notoriety now because she's the head of Lucasfilm, but like she is an amazing producer, but the vision and the loose nature in which they've handled Star Wars has put really bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And even with that, there were some shining moments within Star Wars, even after Disney bought them with Kathleen Kennedy. That was good.
Obi-Wan was bad. Obi-Wan versus Vader, sick.
Yeah. So there were some problems. I'm not going to say that there's not, but it is time for her to go. Like she probably should have left a few years ago.
Yes.
Probably after Kenobi flop, because how do you make Kenobi flop?
Well, the literally
Boba Fett show
bad.
Too was bad.
I mean, but
bad.
That's what I mean.
Kenobi
like,
was bad.
And that's what I mean. Like Obi-Wan's easily the most likable and sickest Jedi ever. He's the GOAT.
And you know what?
We'll rank Jedis later.
Hey, listen.
He's number one.
I don't know. Who's on this whooping Sith's ass counter? Oh, yeah, that's Obi-Wan.
Yeah, it's Obi-Wan.
Is he 3 for 3?
He is.
Darth Maul, first time Anakin before Darth Vader, then Darth Vader again.
Yeah.
And then Darth Vader didn't even get him in the end. He just gave himself to the Force.
Plus, bro, he got the blick. Plus, he had the blicky on Grievous. He shot him in the chest five times.
That was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Dude, you're just no beating him. Just no beating him.
Yeah.
And like his only losses are to Dooku. And I mean, like, hey, Tom Brady lost to Eli Manning.
Yeah,
so,
twice.
I mean, so essentially, he's Tom Brady.
Yeah. I like the way that you said that. Everyone gives him his due, man. I'm like, oh, you want to talk about great Jedis? Who's whooping all the fucking cis ass?
And he beat Maul twice.
That's right. He's 4 for 4.
He's 4 for 4.
He's 4 for 4, dude.
Be stopped.
He can't be stopped.
He's a madman.
All right, so let's get into some fighting game news. Okay.
Okay.
Great segue.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, that's not going over well with the fans.
Did you see his finisher though, where he does like the?
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of sick.
No, not really. If you first of all, here's the problem with.
They should just make it broken.
Cristiano Ronaldo, fucking soccer players in Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, which would be fine if you had a better context to place him in there. Like, oh, he's a soccer player in the Fatal Fury universe, and but it's based on Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's not quite him, kind of a thing. There's two real lifers. That's what they call them, real lifers. There's Ronaldo, and then there's Salvatore Ganacci, who is like this obscure DJ from like Switzerland or something like that.
Okay.
Sweden. Anyways, so everyone was losing their shit quickly within like a 1 to 2 day period. Everyone jumped on board with Salvatore because like if you go and you watch his shit, he's very funny. He's kind of like a goof, and he's a sick ass goof character with really deep mechanics in the game. And everyone's like, all right, this he's in the game. He's a real lifer, but he's kind of like a character, right? Ronaldo looks out of place. He looks out of place. It's
just a money grab.
He clearly does not. No, this is not a money grab. This is maybe for him it is, but for them it's promotion. Hey, we have the richest, most popular athlete in the world in our game. But if you look, he looks out of place. He doesn't have an arcade mode. And just the idea of like, if you look at Mortal Kombat, they've done this for years.
Sure.
They take real lifers, but they're characters from movies and put them in the games. They don't have like Harrison Ford playing Harrison Ford, right? They don't have that. So they're characters.
That would be funny.
That would be sick.
That would. His finishing moves are like crashing a plane.
Yeah,
crashing a plane into
fatality.
He calls in a plane strike.
Yeah.
Anyways, so with that being said, the real lifer issue is that's a problem. However, Capcom doing good. Fighting Collection 2, the last one they did, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, big deal. Okay. This one is CVS 2, but the game in it that I'm excited for, and I can't wait to get online and just fucking crush people, because this one I'm making time for, Elliot.
Yo, yeah.
So much for the accountant.
Fucking Rival Schools, bro. Project Justice, the second one.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to fucking murk all these youngsters thinking that they could pick this game up. I'll be like, no, bitch. I'm just going to be running Hanata, fucking throwing my shoes at their fucking face, dude. I can't wait to troll, beat the shit out of everyone in this game. It is, you can't stand on business.
I'm gonna have to pick that up too. Yes. That goes back.
We'll do this.
Man, I really wish I could. I want to be that guy to be like, I believe you, man.
I am. Dude, Rival Schools.
We'll need video evidence.
I've heard this story before, man.
I'll take a video.
I don't want to be that guy, but there's been like, when Monster Hunter comes out, I'm making time. Okay, so it's just going to have to move
Here's
to
the difference.
side.
Here's the difference. Monster Hunter is a very big time investment.
Yeah, it is.
I can jump in, whoop a couple youngsters' asses, and then jump out and be like, okay, I remember the lag combos still. I remember the mechanics. I'm going to fuck everyone up. I can't wait. Street Fighter 6, Elena, who is going to be the final season 2 character. Her gameplay was revealed. She looks sick, whatever. There's a speculation that the day she releases, they're going to be announcing a Super Street Fighter 6 with more mechanics, more characters, more colors, because they've been really kind of light on content for this game. Or they're going to be announcing it at EVO, which will be very, very interesting.
Yeah. That's typically July, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. What else? No. EVO's usually in August. What you got?
Late summer.
Little FX news because, and you briefly brushed past this to start, but we'll loop it around because we have The Bear season 4 got its date June 15th. It's probably going to hurt. We're probably going to watch it. It's kind of like a drug. You know,
what, the Bear?
Yeah, The Bear. It's like it's so good it hurts. You know, you shouldn't watch too much of it at once, but you're going to.
Oh, like cocaine Bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear.
Right.
Yeah.
And typically in most restaurants, that's what you find.
I guess my problem with The Bear is only that it is such an exceptional show. And I was actually watching The Bear the other day, that first episode of season 3, when he's going through all these amazing Noma and like French Laundry and all these amazing restaurants. And it goes through like kind of Carmi's history of where he and who he learned from.
That's kind of cool.
These are upper echelon, and it's light on dialogue. It's just these cuts, very artistically done. My problem is that I don't want them to fall into the Silicon Valley trope. Now, you remember the show Silicon Valley?
Hell yeah, great
These guys would excel, and then get fucked at the end.
Yep, every time.
Excel, and get fucked at the end. I'm like, that almost becomes like a very frustrating trope in storytelling.
My thing is, I just don't want it to go
played out.
See, I don't want it to go the Suits route. Suits was an awesome show for about 5 seasons.
Then it just went down.
And then the dialogue got really lazy, it felt like.
Yeah.
The story arcs got kind of boring. And maybe not boring is the right word. It just got very predictable.
Yeah.
And then it just
kind of flamed out.
And then it flamed out. Right.
Yeah. They're bringing it back.
Suits LA. Nobody's watching that.
Nobody.
Just give it.
Watch, it becomes a mega hit.
I doubt
it's one of the top streamed shows, period.
Suits is one of the most successful stream shows ever, which is crazy because the first couple of seasons were great. Anyway, just give us 5 seasons to be done.
I'm fine with, like, there should be a law that every show only gets 5 seasons.
How about
every show only gets 5 seasons?
Maximum.
If your show has won multiple Emmys year in, year out, only 5 seasons. We can't have too much.
I think every show.
I think every show,
successful,
5 seasons
know
max.
when to stop. But I want to go and stay with FX because we got kind of some promotional teaser art for FX's Alien Earth. And it looks like we're getting some xenomorph kind of like different mutants kind of species monsters.
Okay.
Dude, I cannot wait. This is my most anticipated show of the year.
Yeah, no, we're back. We're back with Predator.
Yep.
We're back with Alien. They're definitely setting up a shared universe here.
They are.
They are.
Well,
because we are going to.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Did you? This was from last week.
Okay.
Because it was the animated show. Their animated movie. Yeah. Do you see they had the skull from Independence Day?
No.
Yeah.
I did not.
So Predators.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, if you look at like all the skulls,
you
see the
I was looking for
xenomorph.
the alien
Like you
skull.
see the alien skull. You always find the alien skull because they're always going to be connected even when they're not. You have like a human skull, then you have some like random skulls. There's one alien skull though, and it's the alien, like the queen alien from Independence Day.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all connected now because they're all owned by Disney. So
Yeah.
I mean, like it makes sense.
Well,
Predator would hunt Independence Day aliens.
so I'm also excited because I think if I can at home go like this when I need to, I can watch Alien Properties at home because I'm a bitch when it comes to horror and jump scares. But Predator Badlands. Now, look, I'm going to drop some deep lore on you
You can.
that you may not know.
We might not.
Okay. So I think this is a speculation.
Methinks.
Couple people online were dropping these tidbits.
Okay.
And I was like,
Little titties.
Did you fall down the old Predator rabbit hole?
Okay. There is like not obscure because I think it was Dark Horse back in the day had the Predator rights to Predator comics. There was like an origin story of a Predator that's like kind of like a runt, and he is pushed to the side. He's kind of ostracized by the Yucha, and he doesn't get the same respect as the others because he's small. One of his teeth are like snapped off. Watch the trailer again and look at his tooth.
Missing a tooth?
Same tooth in the same spot's chipped off. And he's like smaller. And I understand why they designed this one because Elliot said, I don't like the way that Predator Badlands Predator looks.
There's ugly Predators. There's the OG Predator. And this guy's just got kind of, I don't want to say
outcast Predator.
I don't want to say human looking, but he kind of looks a little human. I don't know if
they did that on purpose because you're finally getting a Predator movie with a Predator as the main character.
I get
you need to kind of connect with him somehow.
That makes sense.
And not only that, but he is smaller in stature, and they have a Wayland Yutani cyborg in it. So again, shared universe.
Yeah.
I fucking love this trailer. I'm like, when everyone talks about the kind of properties, like when we go through and we're like, give me Godzilla versus King Kong, just the monsters. Give me a Predator movie, just the Predators. We're finally fucking getting it. It's a big swing. It's a big swing to do something like this. So we need to support it because it looks so sick.
I'll be there first week. I mean, Predator, arguably one of the coolest aliens ever.
I would say I prefer Predator over Xenomorphs.
I still do.
I fucking love
I'm a Xeno. I'm a Xeno.
You're a Xeno.
I lean Predator still, but I mean, Alien lately?
Sick.
They're doing cool stuff.
No, they're doing good stuff.
But I want to talk about, and this is Predator and kind of Alien adjacent, because aliens fighting the Marvel Universe is a thing in the comic books. Then Predator and Predator versus Wolverine became a thing, which got great results. And then Predator versus Spider-Man got great results in the comic books. So Predator kills the Marvel Universe is happening.
Fuck yeah. This is going to be sick.
And they've done these kind of things like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Wolverine, Punisher, whatever. But it's from the same writers and like artists, Benjamin Percy and Marcelo Ferreira. So they're coming back. They also worked on Predator, Wolverine, Predator, Spider-Man. So this is just going to be another comic book hit. And I feel like especially now, like comic books need big hits right now. And so you're getting that with like Ultimate Spider-Man, Absolute DC.
Right.
And now you're getting Predator kills the Marvel Universe. That's rock and roll,
You know what I love is that when you find a real comic book reader, like, because I was a real reader. And then I've been out of reading comics for years, but I always come back. I always start reading again. And then it's just like when I was young and skateboarding, like I would jump in, skate aggressively for like a year and then jump out. Right. I'm the same way with comic books because I get kind of anxious staying on top of every single book and tie-in and all that. And I'm just like, all right, I'm out. Right. If I can't just have, that's why I love Image books, because Image runs are one story. There's no other tie-in. I mean, there could be with Spawn and stuff, but they originally started like that, but like, and they do these stories that I can just focus on and read through the whole thing, like Saga and East of West and all these, and then jump out. Right. One of my wife's friends, Allison or Allie, her husband is a comic book dude and has like shit tons of comics.
Do we just become best friends?
And I was like, what?
Wow, I'm going to be over here so often.
I was like, I mean, he doesn't need any help like organizing those, does he? Like, you know, but it is rare. And I love that you're doing a comic book news because I want people to get back to the source material of comics.
Well, and we talk about it all the time. Like, get back to owning actual like property. Like, get like actual, like we say, like DVDs, Blu-rays, comic books, like own it.
Books,
you know?
in general.
It's yours.
Books, period.
Exactly.
A lot of motherfuckers need to read these days.
Yes.
I'll give you this little tidbit of a story.
More titties.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. What about her?
What a name.
Well, this, Ron Howard's daughter.
Still a great name.
Jurassic Park or Jurassic World.
Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, the redhead.
She was in something recently that was good too. I don't remember what it was, but
she has been directing here and there with Lucasfilm, and she does a pretty good job. She announced that she wants to do a Mace Windu, either series or movie, and I'm right when you said Mace, I'm like in.
Yep.
In.
Yeah.
But do it.
He got done dirty. If there's like
who would
one
play Mace Windu?
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
He's talked about it since Mace Windu died in the third movie, quote unquote, died in the third movie. He's always wanted to go back.
And, you know, I was watching on, I think it's GQ or Esquire, they'll do interviews where like they come in and they talk about their most iconic characters, like in all of their movies.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson has a protocol that if he didn't die on screen, motherfucker's alive. So like every single movie he does, he's like, if I didn't die on screen, I'm motherfucking alive. That's what he said straight up.
Yeah.
And technically he didn't die on screen.
No, we don't know.
We don't know. There's been a speculation
forever
that he actually survived that. And I would be 1,000,000% in, because if last lore dump on you guys, the style of lightsaber combat that he uses, he actually channels the dark side. It's very dangerous to use.
Because he has the purple lightsaber.
Yes, he has a purple lightsaber, and he channels the dark side as he fights, you know, as a conduit, but then like
pushes it outward.
Pushes it away from him when he's done, right? Mm-hmm. It's very dangerous. It can lead people to the dark side if they're not checked.
That's why he's
very intelligent.
He's an OG.
He's very intelligent.
I would love to see a Mace Windu series or movie in which he kind of like is this fucked up gray Jedi that leans more dark, but still is like always struggling.
Well, it's going to have to be what it is, because he's an old
fucking no arm, fucking grizzled face. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I would love to see that. Like he's a spec op Jedi that just fucking. I like to see him pull and
go, English motherfucker, do you speak it?
English motherfucker, do you speak it? What? What's not a country where I'm from?
What you should do is you should give him the Logan treatment, because he's at that age now anyway.
Yeah.
Why not make him some grizzled, old, regretful kind of Jedi who doesn't want to pop, quote unquote, pop his fangs out anymore?
So pretty much just make him Samuel L. Jackson with a lightsaber.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a
like,
winning formula.
Like just do the Logan story, but with Jedis, and that movie's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm in on that.
Boom. Nerd news done. Sports news next. Stay here. Big shout out to Groggs Traditional Irish Pub at the northeast corner of Willow and Knees. Not only do they house the Do Over podcast for tabs and takes, but they invited us to go blow it up on St. Patrick's Day live on scene. Now that that's done, it's easing us into summer and it gets hella hot here in the Central Valley. Groggs prides themselves on being the coldest drinking establishment in the Central Valley. Literally go down there, get a nice cold pickleback, get a nice cold Guinness, throw it back and leech off that free AC, son. Support Groggs because they support the Do Over podcast. Groggs and 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 Groggs. Groggs!
It's Groggs.
It's Groggs.
Go to Groggs.
Go to Groggs.
Go to Groggs.
Go drink beer.
Drink beer.
At Groggs.
At
And you know what?
Groggs.
When we were here on Friday,
Responsibly.
by the way, I just want to point something out. I'm sitting on a shit ton of shirts, and I don't know if people thought that I was selling them or not, but I have like 30 of them left. They're free. They're free. So if you made it this long,
The shirts are
they're free.
They're not.
free.
They're 20 a pop.
No. The shirts are free. I am giving out shirts for free. So if you want a Do Over podcast shirt, just hit me up, comment, something like that. We'll figure out a way to get it to you. And also, big shout out to Groggs.
We love you.
As my Talk to Text likes to make it when I'm doing a post promoting our shirt giveaway,
Greg's.
Rob's.
Oh.
not Rob's. Groggs. And also, when we were here on Friday, ton of people in here, families too, just eating. They got food. They got delicious food. They got the beers. So you
family centric. I love it.
Family.
Yeah.
Now, anyways, let's get into the sports news, gentlemen.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of sports to talk about. I mean, a lot of the drafting going on.
Yeah.
But there's one big story, though.
Because I know all about the drafting.
There's one big story before the draft.
The NFL draft was a big story. I'm going to just give everybody a quick. So the problem with we record on Tuesday, so it's fresh, but it's not fresh because by the time this happens, it's Friday. So we don't know how these series are going to end at this point. But as of right now, the Knicks are about to take out the Detroit Pistons after a controversial Game 4 in Detroit. The Knicks took the lead at the very end, and there was a no call that the refs later said should have been a call, which no fan wants to hear.
They don't have a like an appeal to a call in basketball.
Not on that one. Not on fouls.
Yeah, so it's not on no calls. You know, they can look back after the game and be like, "Oh yeah, we should have called that."
It's mostly only if who the ball last touched before it went out of bounds.
Right. So I mean, it's like, thanks for telling me we should have won. Mm-hmm. You know, I appreciate that.
Would it have swung the game?
Yeah,
for sure.
The Pistons were down 2. The guy got fouled on a 3-point shot. Tim Hardaway Jr. is an 81% free throw shooter. At most, probably makes 2. So the game's tied. And best case, they win that game. You know, but that's
best case. Yeah.
Best case.
This series was never. It was always the Knicks, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a tight. Those games have been tight for most of it. Another series that's not so tight in the East: the Milwaukee Bucks and the Pacers. You got to feel for Giannis at this point because the dude's averaging like 37 points a game, like 15 boards and 8 assists, and he's losing by 20.
No depth.
My God.
No depth. No injuries.
And now Damian Lillard, an all-time talent at point guard, tears his Achilles at 35.
Mm-hmm.
So not only is he out for the rest of the series, which will probably just be one more game, but he's going to be out
next year.
He'll be out probably all of next year.
Really?
Well, they do also have the worst playoff coach ever.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Doc Rivers is a known just choker.
Yeah, he chokes, right?
With this face.
Right. I wouldn't.
What?
I'm surprised I'm losing again. No, you're not. You suck.
The big story for Milwaukee will be if Giannis decides to ask for a trade. And if he does...
Yeah, that team's going to be completely reassembled.
Yeah, because they don't have draft picks for like another couple of years. They need... Honestly, it would be best for both parties if he asked for a trade.
But they got theirs. They got their championship.
Yeah, he won you a championship.
Yeah.
Like single-handedly, honestly. He was awesome that final. But anyway, so the Bucks are doomed. You know, Giannis will probably ask for a trade, I would imagine, because they're just not going anywhere. 3rd year in a row, they've lost in the first round of playoffs after winning a championship. So you got to move on. Anthony Edwards dropped 40 against the Lakers to take a 3-1 lead in the series. LeBron had a costly turnover at the end. Luka just he doesn't look bad, but he just doesn't look like he's in proper shape. And Anthony Edwards is just the most athletic young player in the league.
The Ant-Man.
The Ant-Man. So, I mean, he's a real problem. Minnesota could just be a real problem in the West. I could honestly see them making the Western Conference Finals.
I think the Lakers' lack of defense is the problem.
Well, they don't have depth either. They played all 5 starters for the whole second half, and they fell apart there.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah. Warriors took a 3-1 lead in their series against the Houston Rockets. Houston missed about 50% of their free throws, which, if you're a pro, make your free throws.
What, does Shaq shoot all of them or what?
Essentially, I mean, like, and their guards are missing free throws.
Elliot feels about free throws the way that I feel about wide open footballs. Like, if you're getting paid like $10 million a year.
You're getting paid to make a free throw.
There is no excuse for you to go,
if you can't make a free throw in the NBA, which is literally your job to play basketball,
right,
and it's free, and it's just shooting from a line,
right,
you suck.
I give college kids a pass. They're kids. 99.9% of them don't go pro. So I'm like, okay.
They're in the gym literally shooting a basketball every day.
Your job, exactly. Your job as a pro basketball player is to work on everything.
Yeah.
Free throws included. If you miss 50% of your free throws and you lose by 3, you win that game.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Houston next year, because I think they lose in 6 now to the Warriors.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for Kevin Durant because they need a scorer. They need a guy who can just get buckets. And will that help them? Yes and no. I mean, Durant, since leaving Golden State, he's just not who he is anymore.
You know, there's young players in the NBA, right? NBA? Like Durant, LeBron, who else did we mention? Giannis,
Steph,
Lillard, Steph. Like, when these guys, and by the way, we only have about 2 years at most left of all these guys. There's young players that are really good that no one's talking about, that are future stars, that are way better than these older players right now, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, nobody
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's one of them. He doesn't get enough love, right? Ant-Man, obviously, he gets a lot of love, but like, it's crazy that we're still talking about these same players who are all in their mid to late 30s.
Well, and for LeBron, 40s.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still performing at high levels.
I know, but not for long. Like,
they sell tickets at the end of the day.
That's crazy.
Because they're getting towards the end of their career. So like, you want to watch LeBron now.
Yeah, before he
retires.
Yeah.
And like, same with Steph. And, you know, so I get that. Durant, maybe not so much, just because he plays, I don't want to say a selfish style of basketball, but he just doesn't play a winning style of basketball anymore. He's a great offensive player, but
he does not.
He doesn't win. He doesn't win anymore.
Also has injury problems now, too.
Right.
So it's
so there's your NBA playoffs, you know.
The Clippers and Nuggets series.
You're right.
Is
Apologies.
the greatest series I've ever seen in the first round.
Tied 2-2 after a .01 dunk game-winning buzzer beater.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. We've seen overtime. We've seen buzzer beaters. We've seen these teams close the entire. It's just been a great series.
A dog fight, a good old-fashioned dog fight. So game 5 going to happen, and we're going to
tonight.
We'll give you an update on the series next week.
When you're consuming your sports, does Lady Jam tell you to fucking stop? Is she like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, I just have to pick what sports I watch.
Really?
Like I say, like, it's Warriors. You got to let me watch the Warriors. And she's like, all right, fine. Like last night's a good example because game 4 was last night when we were recording this. So she was watching Kill Tony. I was watching game 4. And like, she was like, are you almost done? I was like, yeah, there's like 5 minutes left in this game. It was the third quarter. I was like, plus I still
So what she was really telling you when she said, are you almost done?
That means stop.
That means stop what you're doing right now and show me some attention. Just so you know. That's what. I know you're new to this game.
No, I get all that.
That is how it's played.
I get all that.
All right.
But Warriors and and it's so funny because when we were first dating, one of our first like family memories, I would say, like when she really got close with my family, we were watching a Warriors game. So I'm like, babe, the Warriors
you're in.
You're
a Warrior now too.
Exactly. Well, I'm like, babe, the Warriors are a special part of our relationship. Like, we need to watch this. You have to support our team. And she's like, I'm gonna watch Kill Tony. You just tell me when you're done. I was like, all right.
She's rolling her eyes silently.
She's like, okay.
Uh-huh.
It's like when I show Sarah a trailer, I'm like, Sarah, watch this. She's like, and then at the end, I'm like, don't you think that's cool? She's like, fuck no, I don't think it's cool.
I did get her into Last of Us though. She is super into Last of Us. So I mean, like,
that's
wins.
Good quality television.
Yeah.
Quick WWE news. Randy Orton hits John Cena with another RKO from out of nowhere. It's shaping up that they're going to have Randy Orton which if you watch WWE in like 2009, you would have never thought this day would come. We have good guy Randy taking on heel Cena.
Yeah.
And just to go back 15 years ago, I think it's about 15 now, Randy Orton kicked John Cena's dad in the head and gave him a concussion.
It's true. Yeah.
Randy Orton handcuffed Triple H to a turnbuckle, RKO'd his wife, and then kissed her unconscious body. Randy
Orton's the best, man.
Randy Orton
He's a legend.
Careers. He DDT'd RVD into like multiple concussions and face planted him. Like Randy Orton was a dog. He was a monster
and
back
one
then.
of the greatest intro songs, walkouts ever, too.
Two of them.
I mean, is
you're right.
Is it crime time though? Like,
Yeah,
that's true.
Is it crime time?
Nothing beats crime time. Shout out JTG and RIP Shad. But yeah, so it's shaping up like Randy Orton's going to be taking on John Cena probably for the belt, and then Jey Uso is probably going to get set up with.
Sorry, I was so excited.
Yeah,
I was so excited. I Brady'd it up.
Yeah, he's. It looks like
Peter Brady'd it.
It looks like he's going to have a beef with Logan Paul coming up, and sorry guys, Logan Paul is going to be a champion by the end of this year.
I don't think he'll beat Uso, but
he's good. And you want to cover? You want to cover a little EPL?
Yeet,
real quick.
Yeet.
You eat yourself.
I think that's like 7, though, right?
That's probably like 6.
Yeet.
There you go.
I'm just gonna do this real quick right here, just right in the camera. See this right here? See this right here? This is what champions wear right here. This is what champions wear because Liverpool, champions of the English Premier League, baby. Shout out to Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and my voice for going away. Liverpool, I've been a Liverpool fan since I was just a little lad.
A wee lad he was.
A wee laddie.
Just a wee lamb.
And I had to go through some awful, hateful years. And they finally won in 2000, the Premier League for the first time in 30 years. However, a pandemic ruined the celebration. But there was a celebration on Sunday morning, baby. And I'm doing my WWE voice. And it was so beautiful to just take it all in.
Give us a British yeet.
With the crowd.
Yeet.
Yeet. We're going to be yeeting.
Wait, no,
it's Liverpool.
It's Liverpool. Don't they talk like this?
Oh, yeah. They're Scousers. Yeah, sometimes you can't understand
subtitles and all. Yeah.
So I was super excited. I watched it with my daughter. They crushed Tottenham. I mean, they were ready to go.
Tottenham's on a horrific downward spiral.
And,
total crash.
No one thought Liverpool was going to win this year because they have a new coach and all this contract stuff. Now Salah's re-signed. Now Van Dijk is re-signed. They got Arne Slot because I'm a slotaholic, baby. And
He's
here
such
we
a
go.
dirty slot.
He's feeling slotty.
It was, and at the beginning they sing. We Never Walk Alone. It's like what they do at Anfield. And my daughter was up with me, and I was singing, and she was hugging me, and she was singing, playing her, and it was just a beautiful moment. She had a tear. And go Liverpool, baby. Let's go.
Go Liverpool.
Yeah.
And also they gave us the Beatles. Well, that's a big deal.
Yeah. It's true.
So what else we got?
We have finally NFL news. Before we get to the draft, one story that seems to have happened this morning. Tight end for the 49ers, George Kittle, has signed a 4-year extension with the 49ers, keeping him on the team till 2029. The deal is worth $76.4 million.
It's a lot of $1 million.
And it is $40 million guaranteed.
That is a immediate, we have to make the fans happy after what has happened to that team over the last 6 months. I'll tell you that.
Why?
I mean, underperformed this past
McCaffrey
year.
Is McCaffrey going to be healthy next
And
season?
that's another thing. Is McCaffrey going to be healthy?
Yeah. Is Purdy really for real?
Is Brandon Ayuk going to be healthy?
Who's going to catch a football?
Juan Jennings was
their defense is being
solid. Yeah.
Is being absolutely.
What about what was his name? Maxon?
Mason is on a different team now.
They got rid of him?
Well, he wasn't signed. He was still on his rookie deal.
He was a fucking beast, dude.
Yeah, no, the whole team is going to be different. Yeah, and a lot of professional analysis people out there have given them the worst grade of the draft.
What the fuck? Did they do any trades for like future draft picks or anything? Like what the fuck?
They went, well, and the 49ers do this because they like to develop their defense. So they did a lot of defensive draft picks right out the gate. Early and often.
There were some reaches, but yeah.
But you still need to move a ball down a field in order to win.
True.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Kittle.
And I mean, this
Feed
is
Kittle.
That's why I hate the 49ers. God.
Tell me how you really feel.
I will not be shy about it. I hate them. They ruin my year every year. I hate them with my whole heart. It's just the honest truth. They ruin something about the 49ers is just like a Green Bay kryptonite. They just do stuff. It drives me crazy.
And my people don't win.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
so,
we don't.
well,
and it drives me up a wall. But
what about the draft?
So the NFL draft was at Lambeau Field this year. 205,000 people at the NFL draft
Isn't that
this
crazy?
year.
That is crazy.
That's
crazy.
Insane. And the fans were bumping.
Yeah.
The energy was so alive.
The draft was terrible, but
yeah, it wasn't great.
it was a weak draft year as far as talent.
But
was it?
Yeah.
It's kind of dry.
Cam Ward.
Next year is going to be.
And that's going to be in Pittsburgh next year. So that'll be another great
it
draft.
Is loaded with talent next year.
But Cam Ward, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, goes to the Tennessee Titans, the first pick in the draft. But you wouldn't know that because they brushed right past him.
Really?
Yeah. Because the big talk was Sanders, Shadir Sanders.
Where's he going to go?
Travis Hunter, because he's a two-way player.
Right. And then he was a Heisman winner. Cam Ward.
And Genty. After that, no one cared about the
Cam Ward got no respect for his. It's like
zero.
the second he got, it's like, okay, cool. All right, moving on.
Well, plus it wasn't a secret. Everybody has known this for 2 months that he was going number one.
Still,
at the time,
first pick of the draft should get a little more attention.
It was like when Wemby got drafted in the NBA. But I was like, cool. Now who's next?
Yeah. But the Jacksonville Jaguars traded the Cleveland Browns to get Travis Hunter.
They traded a lot.
They did.
A lot.
And then the Browns then went on to get
every mid quarterback they could in the draft.
Literally 2 quarterbacks in the same draft. First, and this was so great, the Browns. So Myles Garrett, their defensive end, they're arguably the best defensive player in football. He's like, first he asked for a trade out of Cleveland. Then he signs that mega deal with Cleveland. He's like, I really like what they're doing with the quarterback room, and they're really trying to set us up to succeed. I'm going to tell you the quarterbacks they got right now. Deshaun Watson.
Well, no, he'll be gone, but yeah.
Absolute dud.
A ruptured Achilles will never probably play football again.
And like all those other things. Yeah, exactly. Kenny Pickett, who isn't great. Joe Flacco, who you had.
You got that Flacco.
You got that. There's something about Flacco that I trust, he was great for them. They made a playoff, got blown out, let him go, brought him back. Okay. Then you draft the quarterback out of Oregon.
Who I love.
Dylan Gabriel.
I'm an Oregon fan, but I don't think he's an NFL quarterback.
Right. And then after that, in the 5th round of the draft, you then get Shadir Sanders. Shadir Sanders, who
fell. He was supposed to be the first round.
He was supposed to be first. People speculated, he might go in the top 5.
Is that Barry Sanders?
Dion Sanders' son, who played on Dion's team. Colorado, and decent success for Colorado. Anyway, people had him going first round. They thought, okay.
Mel Kiper loved him. He was his best overall player in the draft.
And then Mel Kiper had like a mental breakdown about it.
Multiple times.
Yeah. And so people thought he would go first round, maybe to the Saints at 9, then maybe to the Steelers at 21. And Negative. It was setting. And then in the 2nd or 3rd day, the Raiders had back-to-back picks. And you're thinking, okay, maybe he goes to the Raiders.
Because his dad was a Raider, wasn't he? Deion Sanders?
He was a Cowboy and a 49er.
And a Falcon.
That's right.
He was a Falcon.
I thought he was a Raider.
No.
Randy Moss, Jerry Rice were.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, so you're thinking, okay, they got back-to-back picks. Right. Geno, serviceable, but he's not going to win you any in super big games or important games.
Geno's a good quarterback.
He's good. He's serviceable.
Yeah.
Top 12 QB. Yeah. It's fine. Closer to 12. But anyway, so maybe you go with that because you got a brand new running back. You're trying to build up a new kind of environment with Pete Carroll now running everything. Nope. And it's not until the 5th round, and you even see it in Cleveland's like draft room
when they drafted him.
And they give him like a golf clap for the pick. And
like
just like
everybody else is like standing up, pumping,
right. And they're just like
Shadir, and it shows the draft room, and they're just like one guy's clapping like this, and the guy right next to him is just doing this.
So but Cleveland is getting good players. No.
Cleveland, I felt had they just seemed lost. They didn't know where they were going with their draft. It just felt like, why would you draft 2 rookie quarterbacks And when you already have 3 other quarterbacks that
and it's almost like they flipped them because everyone expected Dylan Gabriel to be the 5th, 6th round pick and Shadur to be higher. And they picked Gabriel first. And I was just like, what the heck are they doing?
Yeah, so they seem just a little lost in this draft. I thought the Packers had a decent draft. What do you think about the Chargers?
I thought the Packers did a good job. They finally got their receiver, but you'll talk about that.
Yeah, Matthew Golden out of Texas,
Chargers,
a stud.
The Chargers surprised me because over years and years and years, they always draft some defensive stud first, you know, like Derwin James or someone like that, who always ends up kind of panning out. Bosa, you know. But this year, I was like, oh, here we go. There's a really highly rated DL from Michigan, Jim Harbaugh. We're getting him. And Kenneth Grant, and everyone had that like in all their mocks. I'm like, okay, so I'm working, you know, for a client. I'm expecting Kenneth Grant or some defensive player.
And like Green Bay typically goes defense in the first round. I'm expecting the corner out of Michigan. Like we're all expecting what we're used to.
Yeah, and there's one running back not named Genty who I'm really high on, like really high on. So I'm sitting there, and it's like in the Chargers, select Omari and Hampton, and I go, what the fuck?
Language.
And I got up, and I was looking, and I was like, did Harbaugh just go offense? So they got who I think's a 3-down, really good running back who's quick, elusive. He's from North Carolina who breeds running backs,
right?
Really good one. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, this is awesome. Cool. Second round, I'm like, here comes our defensive player. The Chargers select Trey Harris, receiver, Ole Miss. And I went, what? Because everyone knows that Ole Miss breeds great receivers as well. DK Metcalf, AJ Brown. So I'm like, so now you got Ladd McConkey and Trey Harris as their receivers for at least the next 3-4 years, and a great running back with Hampton who could learn behind Najee Harris. You know, Najee Harris, the 2.0 yards per carry running back, him. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm stoked, man.
Is it their year?
Are the Chargers back?
No.
Are they back?
Are they all the way back?
I think they were back last year, and it kind of proved it.
Elliot, I think the point is,
I think they're only going to be better this year.
Are they going to be a 12-team win or a 12-win team?
They have the potential to.
Elliot, listen to me.
Over 500, 100% guaranteed.
You silly son of a bee sting you.
Wow, the first time you've actually tried not to cuss.
This has been a very cussing episode.
You do cuss.
It's every time anything happens with your team, you're supposed to proclaim that you are back, and it's your year.
The Chargers are back, baby. It's our year. Let's go.
Green Bay's year? Elliot, say yes. The era of love 3.0.
He wants to really bad.
Guys.
It's hurting him.
I think we might be.
There you go.
You know what? You know what's so funny about the Packers and the NFC North in general, because the Packers have always been the dominant team in the NFC North. They're always like, I guess, the poster child of the NFC North, just because they're the one who actually wins championships in the modern era of the NFL. You know, unlike the Bears, Lions,
shout out CG,
Vikings. You know. Teams that haven't won the big game.
I believe those 3 teams have one Super Bowl win between the 3 of them.
Yeah, exactly. And the last one, it was in the 80s.
It was the Bears.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like, they're old news in a sense. You know, everybody's super excited for the Bears, Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. The Bears. The Lions with Dan Campbell,
Bears.
Yeah. Well, the Lions, you know, with Dan Campbell, who I actually really like Dan Campbell. He's a man's man. You know, he really gets the best out of your players.
He rolls up his sleeves and gets to work, you know.
Blue collar kind of guy, you know. We all like that. We all root for that. And Detroit's just a good sports town, so you can root for that. The Vikings, who had no business getting 14 wins with Sam Darnold, but did.
0.
But you know who's still been in the playoffs the last couple of years? Green Bay.
Okay.
You know who's loading up on offense some more? Green Bay.
Okay.
You know who's one of the youngest teams and only going to get better as age goes on? Green Bay.
Okay.
I just feel like, you know, everybody wants to be like, it's about time the Packers take a back seat in the NFC North. We're going to win 11 to 12 games, you know? Maybe.
I don't want to hear that. I want to hear Super Bowl.
Well, yeah.
It's Super Bowl.
We're going to be 11 games, make the playoffs.
No,
the Chargers did that last year.
Who gives a shit?
The phone.
Okay.
Probably going to get the 3 or 4 seed. And you're going to be like, oh, okay, typical Packers season. You're going to get 1 win in the playoffs, and then you're going to lose to like a Philly or something. We were the only team that played Philly hard these playoffs. If we didn't have stupid penalties and turnovers, we win that game. And one of those, hang on.
Hey, if it doesn't come with all of our mistakes, we would have won.
If you watch that first turnover, he was clearly down and he was hit helmet to helmet. There should have been a 15-yard penalty.
God, I can't do this.
Here's what I'm saying. Green Bay, going to be the 4 seed.
Okay.
Going to win 2 games. One
you
at
said
home.
3 seed 2 minutes ago. You just dropped it to 4.
Because I know there's going to be one game where you shake your head. And
already his expectations are lowering as he's talking about it.
He's lowered the
it's
bar,
like he's having a conversation with himself in his
Here's
head.
what's going to happen, guys. They're going to win their first game in the playoffs at home. Okay. You're like, there we go. Love looks awesome.
I hope they change the seeding so that doesn't happen. But yeah.
Love looks awesome, right? Second game, not going to be as pretty, but we get a game-winning field goal because we actually have a great kicker in Brandon McManus. Great kicker. Then we're going to go to the NFC Championship. Jordan Love's going to have 3 touchdown passes, and it's going to throw for 285 with Josh Jacobs having a game-winning touchdown to end the game.
Cool.
We go to the big game.
Okay.
Right? You'd think...
I want to know who they're playing in these games, too. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You'd think...
Doesn't matter.
That the Chiefs were going to be in it, right?
Nah.
You'd think, right?
Yeah.
It's totally the Bills' year this year.
You'd think, right? But the Chargers are going to be there.
No. If that happens, we're going. Okay. We're going. Shake on it.
Deal.
We're going. If that happens.
And here's what's going to happen.
Because the chances of that happening is
Jordan Love's going to throw 4 touchdown passes and beat the Chargers.
So there you go.
There you go.
There it is. I can't think of a better way to end it. From Elliot.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Chargers Super
Mark
Bowl.
this down. Mark this down.
Packers Chargers Super Bowl.
Anyway, it's time for us to get the hell on out of here.
Let's go.
Eddie,
yes.
Where can everyone find you?
Right now at Groggs. Oh, like it.
Correct.
Yeah. Like on socials.
At Edward Rouse at all your social media platforms. I'm doing a lot of cool stuff now. Cooking. Healthy.
Yes.
High
Showing
protein.
off abs.
Yeah.
Showing off abs.
Showing off body parts.
Good quotes I read in books and things I
Get
find.
my link tree
With
going.
like a wolf.
Yeah. Just all.
Hey, a wolf is the best animal ever.
Don't worry, kitten. I'll protect you.
Anyways, yes, find me.
Okay.
If you dare.
Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ElliotCams. You can find me on Instagram at ElliotJams13. You can also find me on anything do-over related. Like, subscribe, all the YouTube, the Spotify, the Apple.
It's free.
The Patreon. Yeah, do it. Just do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Free
Okay.
t-shirts.
And you can find me at the do-over 559. We got to get the fuck on out of here. Okay. Until next week, gotta go. Love you.
Bye.